Good morning. Haven't fixed my background yet, but I will work on it today. And hopefully the next story, it will look a little bit more cheery around here for the winter season and the holidays. All right, today we're going to read a story called Grumpy Badger's Christmas. And the author of the story, his name is Paul Bright, and Jane Chapman was the illustrator. That means the illustrator is the person that drew all the beautiful pictures in this story. I wish I had that kind of talent, but I don't. Stick figures, right up my alley. All right, Grumpy Badger's Christmas. Who could be grumpy at this time of year? But he does look a little bit grumpy to me. All right, let's see what's going on. We got some beautiful frosty pictures. Don't pause on me now, computer. It was almost Christmas, and the forest was flurried with activity. The animals were bustling here and there, putting up the Christmas tree, wrapping presents, making tasty treats and cookies. Well, the young ones scampered about, squeaking with excitement. Kind of sounds like you guys. Everybody was looking forward to Christmas. Well, almost everybody. Bet I can guess who that is. Grumpy Badger looked out of his window and he scowled. "Merry Christmas!" shouted Squirrel. "Merry Christmas, bah!" he shouted back. "What piffle! I am a sensible creature, and I sleep all through the cold winter. Now, I am going to bed until the spring, and if anybody wakes me up, I shall be very, very, very grumpy." And with that, he pulled the window shut with a clunk. Ooh, he is badgy. Not badgy, grumpy. Grumpy Badger knew he would be hungry when he woke, so he checked his pantry. There were pies and pastries, hams and cheeses, crispy crackers, jars of fruit, and sticky sweet jams. "This should do," he said. Then he filled his hot water bottle and he climbed into his comfy, cozy bed. He had just closed his eyes when he heard a "Oh boy, this isn't going to be good. I can already feel it." It was Mole. "Merry Christmas, Mr. Badger," he said timidly. "I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm trying to put up my lights on the Christmas tree, but it's just a little too big. Could I maybe borrow a ladder?" "Christmas tree?" sputtered Grumpy Badger. "Piffle and double piffle. Christmas is for sleeping, and that's what I'm trying to do." And he closed the door with a bang. Oh, gosh. "Bah!" huffed Grumpy Badger, climbing into bed. "Borrow my ladder, indeed. All I want is a bit of peace and quiet, so leave me alone." He peeked under his bed, where he'd put more food for springtime, candies, and cornbread, and cherry cupcakes. Then he cuddled deep into his big, warm, comfortable bed. He was just starting to snore when there was another at his door. Oh gosh, who's it now? Has to be a brave soul. This time it was Squirrel. "Hello, Badger," he said cheerily. "I've brought you a Christmas present." "Christmas present?" snorted Grumpy Badger. "Piffle and triple piffle! I don't like presents and I don't like Christmas. All I want is a little peace." And he shut the door. Crash! Gosh. Now Grumpy Badger was really grumpy. To cheer himself up, he thought about the bottles and bottles of homemade lemonade that he'd had down in his cellar. Then he laid down and he closed his eyes, and Well, he just couldn't get to sleep. But his head, it felt a little bit chilly. Suddenly, there was a loud bang, bang, bang at his door. Uh-oh. "What is it now?" said Grumpy Badger. He was about as tired and grumpy as a badger could be. "Oh, Badger," panted Rabbit. "Help, help, it's poor Mole. He's stuck at the top of the Christmas tree. Please come quickly." "Piffle," shouted Grumpy Badger, "and triple piffle on top of that. Why can't anyone just leave me alone?" And he slammed the door so hard that the whole house shook. Slam! Oh boy, I have to hold the book this way because the little guy's so far up in the tree. At long last, Grumpy Badger fell asleep, but soon he was tossing and turning and wiggling and squirming. He was thinking about Mole dangling by his tiny paw from the top of the enormous Christmas tree. Mole was trembling. Mole was about to fall. Uh-oh. I wonder if he's going to wake up from his nightmare. No! Screamed Grumpy Badger, sitting bolt upright, and suddenly he was wide awake. "What have I done?" He jumped out of bed, grabbed his ladder, and he dashed down the street. Grumpy Badger raced up to the Christmas tree. "Hold on, Mole," he cried. He scampered up the ladder, scooped Mole gently into his arms, then helped him down to the ground. "I am sorry I left you hanging," mumbled Grumpy Badger. "I suppose I've been a bit of a grump." "That's okay," said Squirrel, and he gave Badger back his Christmas present, a soft, fluffy nightcap. "I've been so grouchy," said Grumpy Badger. "What can I do to make things better?" And then he had an idea. I wonder what his idea is going to be. What do you think? He's been grumpy the whole time. He has all these friends who obviously care about him and want to include him in their celebrations. Do you have any idea what you think it could be? If you were the author of the story, you could have any ending you want on it. And it could just end right here, the end, and I could put the book down. But we all know that's not going to happen. Grumpy Badger's up to something. Oh my gosh, he's so thoughtful. Badger's Christmas party was the best ever. There was pies and pastries, cheeses and ham, sticky sweet jams, cookies, cupcakes, bottles and bottles of homemade lemonade. They jigged and they jived and they joked and they laughed late into the night. "Merry Christmas, everybody," Badger cried. "And if you don't all come to my party next year, I shall be very grumpy indeed." That was a great thing that he did for his friends. And that was the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed the story as much as I did. Again, it's one of my favorites, but I have a lot of favorites, so I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to have a